Mercy, felonies, are they going to be raining down on Ilhan Omar any minute?
Well, I got to tell you, this, I was on an airplane and it was literally Ilhan Omar and the husband. Ilhan got to be in first class. The poor husband didn't make the cut to first class, but she did have security when she got off the plane. So do
you guys like to sit together on the planes? Or?
I like to sit with her.
I give you the update.
I got to tell you, this is not a minor accountant error. This is too big to not investigate, to further investigate. You can't go from $6 to $30 million to then just $18,000 or $95,000.
So many zeros.
And we know
were there.
when you're doing your congressional disclosure forms, you are supposed to include what your spouse is earning and include that in the disclosure and what assets you may have. And obviously, this is something that what is the fishiest part of all of this is that they dissolved that winery, that so-called winery. By the way, what type of winery is it? What were they doing? We have no idea. And this raises bigger questions about what other potential fraud she might be involved in.
Good point. It also makes me as a lawyer think they're going to be going after that business partner. I think law enforcement's going to be going and talk to him, maybe seeing if he's going to be cutting a deal or making any sort of remarks that might go to the heart of this. Matt, one of the things I was researching with these financial forms is you have to have intent to deceive. How hard do you think it will be to prove that? I mean, given what we've seen from her.
Look, I filled out these forms. Members of Congress fill out these forms. The reason why there's this big swing, let's say, between like 8 million and 30 million, because you have boxes that have ranges on them. But I'm old now. I've never, ever known a congressperson or a candidate to disclose a $30 million asset and then say, whoops, I don't have a $30 million asset. Now, there have been a lot of candidates and members who didn't disclose millions of dollars in assets because they didn't think they had to, and then they realized they had to, and they had to amend their form. But to say your net worth is between like 8 and 30 million, and then the next year your net worth is 18,000 or whatever, this is just begs for people to look into this. And I agree with Mercy. An asset that's worth at least $8 million that then just poof goes away after you've shown to have benefited from a bunch of scandalous government grants in Minnesota, there needs to be a big investigation here. Sorry I didn't really answer your question because the intent piece is a separate question, but I just want people to know how I've never known of a congressperson to lose all their net worth because they disclosed something and then the next year they didn't disclose it.
Yeah, what's the point of that, Tim? What's the strategy here? Also, winery, $50,000, and then in 1 year it went to what, $5 million? That must be some great wine. I know.
Well, think about this. I mean, this is the state of California that does this to a beloved Democrat, member of Congress. So this must be, not just smoke, but absolute fire breaking through the door. Because if you think about Ilhan Omar, I mean, we remember, she had all these credible evidence against her. She married her brother in order to secure citizenship. Tax fraud. Before she even started in Congress, she was on the hook for that and allegations. Then you have the perjury, evidence toward that. There is not just smoke here. This is an absolute Fahrenheit 4-alarm fire, go home,